Hi everyone, just got back from the movies and I just saw the latest addition to the Marvel Cinematic Universe. This is my review of Doctor Strange that I did not see in 3D, but I saw it in XD, which is kind of the equivalent of IMAX. And I was excited to see the film. I like the cast. I don't know anything about Doctor Strange. I never really read the comic books, so I was excited to learn about a new character. So Benedict Cumberbatch, of course, plays the main character of Dr. Stephen Strange. We also have Chiwetel Ejiofor, Mad Mikkelsen as the villain, and Tilda Swinton. All these really awesome sounding names as this ancient one. And then we have Rachel McAdams as the love interest. Now we get to know Stephen Strange. He's a doctor. He's a brain surgeon. He's kind of arrogant. He's full of himself because he's really passionate about his things that he's into. He's very successful. He gets in a serious accident, and suddenly he's on a road to recovery as he meets these ancient, interesting, crazy, mind-tripping, drug-induced, psychological, mystical, whatever. I have no idea what was going on half the time. It's an origin story, of course, as we get to know a new character into this cinematic universe, even though Doctor Strange has probably been around for a while, created by Marvel, Stan Lee, and others. But I had no real, even though I was excited about the movie, I had no real emotional excitement for the film. Only excited because the trailers looked good. It looked interesting. It looked like it was going to be a cross between Matrix, Inception, and probably a Marvel movie. Whatever. Yeah, another Marvel movie. Okay. Now that I've walked out of the film, and the film I should mention is directed by Scott Derrickson, who's a director that I think is okay. He's made a couple good movies. Sinister's one, and The Exorcism of Emily Rose is another, but then he's also known for doing Deliver Us from Evil, and he also directed the horrible remake to The Day the Earth Stood Still. And maybe, I don't think he's a really great director or a really interesting storyteller, even though he has made a couple good horror films. So it's my surprise that he actually was directing this movie. I don't know why he was hired to direct this film. It's not a horror film. It's not not really a science fiction movie. It deals with, I don't know, made-up, a lot of crazy made-up stuff that doesn't really make any sense unless you probably know the comic books or understand the character and the history of the character. But for me, I felt like this movie was really rushed, especially in the beginning, as it just hits all the notes of an origin story. We get to know the characters. We get to know kind of who they are and how they are in a relationship with each other. Then we have this horrible accident that didn't look so good. Some of it looked good. Others looked, the CGI is hit or miss in this movie. That's what I'm trying to say. Especially with the car sequence, I felt it was a little hit or miss. Sometimes the special effects looks amazing. Other times it looks like CGI. It doesn't look good. And so it's a mixed bag. This is a very uneven film, in my opinion. Some of the acting is, I don't know, sometimes they take themselves so seriously that when the comedy comes on, it comes off forced. And I never laughed once, except for when Doctor Strange gets his cape. And there's some really funny things that happen with that I thought was really interesting. So when it came to an actual guest character that I loved about this movie, was the only one that I actually really liked. And I thought Mads was a okay villain. Not a bad one, but he was an okay villain. I actually liked the cape. That cape that he wears had the best personality and the most interesting character development in the entire film, even though we really don't get to know much about the cape. But maybe in the next films, which I'm assuming, if you stay and you watch the credits, stay for the whole credits because you get a couple scenes. I'm not going to say what happens in them, but Doctor Strange will return. Of course, this is a Marvel movie. It's a franchise, and they're going to make money. They could plaster Marvel on anything, and they're going to make money. But this one didn't really work for me that much. Really only enjoyed this film on a visual level. The movie does look good throughout the film, not all the time, but I will tell you that the last half an hour was pretty damn impressive, especially what's going on with their bending the mirrors, using mirrors to been the world. I mean, it's like a huge, crazy vertigo acid trip that was very, very interesting. I really liked all of that stuff, even though I didn't understand a single thing, and they never really explained it to my liking of what was actually really happening in this film. I mean, you get to know a character and you get to see him go on this journey, but I felt like when he's learning certain things, I don't feel like it had enough time to explain. So what I was trying to say before my camera died, thanks you, battery, I really appreciate that. What I was trying to say was, I feel even though this movie is under 2 hours, I felt like I wanted more time to find out what the hell was going on in this movie. I really wanted to like these characters. I wanted to find them interesting. I wanted to understand how this world worked and how it works with the real world, and how some of these characters, what relationships they have with each other. Some felt forced, some felt unnecessary, some felt adequate. You know, it's all over the place, and I'm almost wishing that I think this would have served better if it was a TV show on whatever format, ABC or Netflix. I would have liked 12 episodes to explain the origin story of Doctor Strange. Maybe have the first episode be how he's such an arrogant prick and he's a good doctor. Maybe in the next couple episodes he gets in this accident and he slowly got to recover. And in the next few episodes we get to see him recover and he's struggling and he's doesn't know what he's going to do with the rest of his life. And then in the next few episodes he finds what he needs to do and where he can go. And maybe in those few episodes we can have a character be developed as a villain better, and maybe some side characters, and then the love story can actually mean something as well. I think that would have served better to definitely be a 12-part season. This whole movie could have been a 12-part season to really just explore the ideas. Get really in there, dig in the dirt, and pull out some really great ideas, some great things about this character. And I feel like in an hour and 55 minutes, it felt really, really rushed, as they just got to try to explain a lot in a short period of time. So not enough time to really get me emotionally involved in this story. And the only thing that really stayed with me were the visuals, especially in the final 30 minutes of the film. It's really all I remember about watching it. And I just saw this movie about an hour ago, and I am slowly and quickly forgetting it very, very fast. It's one of the weakest Marvel movies in this new cinematic universe, probably since the second Thor movie, which I did like more than this film, and the Incredible Hulk from 2008, which I did not like at all. So I would be interested to see a Doctor Strange movie 2. Now that we've got the origin story out of the way, I just hope they can come up with some better humor, some better character development. And I love Benedict Cumberbatch, but I did not like his American accent at all. So maybe they can work on that a little bit as well. It's a mixed bag. Fans will probably love it. Marvel fans will probably love it. But as a Marvel movie, it's definitely not a really good film at all, in my opinion. And I wanted something more out of it. Visually stunning, but emotionally hollow and empty. And for that, I am going to give Doctor Strange... I'm going to be kind to this movie because, again, that last half an hour really brought it back for me. I will give it 2.5 stars out of 4. Thank you so much for watching. Please like, comment, and share this video. And also, please check out these amazing movie websites. And if you enjoyed this review, please click here to subscribe to my channel, and also please check out all my recent reviews right here on YouTube. Have a great day, live film, find peace, happiness, and harmony in anything and everything you do, and I'll talk to you at my next movie review.